Shalom, shalom. I'm gonna start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone where I learn this truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to the Akwaf, which are the sisters that are sincere, and your children, shalom. And in today's video, it's going to be just an update of things that are happening in the world, especially in this place, America, the news that's taking place, far as with this Walmart stuff. And, the price is getting ready to surge up due to these tariffs, man. So like I said, everything is falling in line with biblical prophecy, man. So I'm going to get into this video. We're going to listen to what it is the guy's saying. But before I started, I want to say fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only.
Follow. What Walmart sees is a huge economic indicator for us here in the U.S. Well, look at this. It says Walmart posts.
Right. And I'm going to read it before he reads it, right? But you brothers and sisters to see what it says. It says Walmart posts strong sales, warns price increases are coming. So, just like you probably got a loaf of bread in the store that maybe be $2, it's coming to a time, like I said, that loaf of bread going to be probably about $10 for one loaf. And you already remember what they had going on earlier in the year with those eggs and how those things were higher and things of that nature. So, like I said, this is all going towards what they just said earlier. You remember what they said about how the same people from Walmart, the CEOs, said not too long ago that there's going to be food shortages coming soon, right? And then they said first about the food shortages. Now they're talking about prices are going to skyrocket. Like I said, the stage is being set, man, for Jacob's trouble. For all hell to break loose, for the famine, all of these different things are being set up because once these prices start to increase, like I said, people already are struggling right now as is. So all of this stuff, like I said, is just going to ultimately push these people to the brink of, going crazy, man, because people actually, are getting tired of all of the things that is happening in this society. They're tired of feeling like they're not winning. That they're sowing in a lot of time and energy at these jobs and businesses, and things is still just, around them is getting harder and tougher. Everyday life as they know it is, getting harder for these people, and they just feeling like, they're going to take matters into their own hands, man. And that's what all of this stuff is leading up to, man. As it tells us in 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan, meaning our adversary Esau, even the so-called white man, gets an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And all of these are those tricks, man, those schemes that he's working to play on the people's mind. And we know ultimately these people are going to give into it. These 2/3 and these heathens, these people are going to rile up soon to come, man, because, people, like I said, you got DJT in the office writing these decrees. And, it's affecting everything as these people know it, man. You got food stamps being affected, Section 8 being affected. You got everything being affected. Now you got the prices of food getting ready to go up. So, I mean, these people are about to get ready to bug out soon, man. So we coming closer and closer to the time of Jacob's trouble, man, as it tells us about in Jeremiah 30:7. It said, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That he is talking about none other than the elect, because the Lord is going to make a way for the elect in these hard times that are coming. But the rest of these people, right, that are not of the Lord's elect, man, you people are about to feel the pain of all of this stuff that the Lord is bringing forth upon the earth, man. So I'm going to get back into the video.
Strong sales, but warns price increases are coming. Why would price increases be coming? Well, number one, a lot of the products that were coming from China that are coming into the United States ports, well, Walmart didn't necessarily go and just pick those up, okay? Walmart has had products in their warehouses for several months, meaning they didn't have a tariff associated with them. Now, whether it's 145% tariff, which was just a week ago, was actually...
It got nothing to do with Walmart, man. It's really just Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai getting ready to judge this place, America. As I always go into in Proverbs 21:1, how the king's heart, meaning his mind, is in the hands of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is ultimately the one that's controlling everything, man. He's controlling the CEOs of Target, Walmart, Donald Trump that's putting these tariffs on all these other countries. He's controlling all of this stuff, man. And ultimately, he's doing it to bring forth his will, which is to ultimately, destroy this place, Babylon, the Great America, man. And that's what we're seeing happening. And like I said, all of this stuff that's occurring is ultimately going to lead to these people bugging out and losing their minds, man. That's what's soon to come, right? So I'm going to go to this precept right here. This is St. Matthew chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 34. And it said, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, man. And that's what the Lord is bringing on the earth, man. He ain't bringing peace. He's bringing a sword. That sword represents chaos, division, destruction, people being at odds with one another and things of that nature. Hard times, desperate times. That's what's coming upon the earth, man. And that's what we're in the beginning stages of seeing occur. All of these things are going to continue to get worse. So that's why Esau Edom is doing the things that he's doing. And we know ultimately the Lord have given this man the power to do that. I'm going to go to this, Revelation chapter 6, right? Verse 4. And this is what this man is doing because the Lord have given him that power through the left-hand side to do these things. It said, and there went out another horse that was red, representing Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's what he's doing, man. Prices going up, people getting laid off from jobs left and right. All of this stuff is taking the peace off of the earth, man, especially in this place, America, right? And it says, and they should kill one another, right? And that's what's going to come soon, man. When these people see all of this stuff around them is just collapsing and crumbling and they can't take it no more. And people begin to get so fed up with the government and all of these policies that Trump is passing. I mean, these Edomites are already getting fed up and mad at everything that he's doing. So, I mean, just imagine when they really start to see it in their day-to-day lives, man. Like I said, their checks getting scammed, the prices of bills and all of that stuff, food going up, but yet people still getting paid their regular salary. These people going to bug out, man. So that's what's coming, right? And it said, and there was given unto him a great sword, man, which is Esau's blessing. As it tells us about in the book of Genesis, he shall live by his sword, right? So I'm going to go into this book right here so we can get into this because this is what's coming, man. I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras chapter 15. And I'm going to start at verse 14 because this is what everything is leading up to, brothers and sisters. The Lord tells us in St. Matthew 24 and 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So we coming into some times like never before, and it's making itself manifest. It's making itself known. But the only people that can see these things, like I said, are the people that the Lord is dealing with. The prophets and the women that are sincere, that are following after the men of the Lord. They're the only ones that can see all of this stuff, that what is building up to, which is, like I said, this chaos that's about to happen, right? And this is verse 14 in 2nd Esdras 15. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning destruction, because that's what's coming for these people, man. Right? Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, right? And that word nigh means something that's soon to take place or to come. These people don't know that their destruction is near, man. They don't know that this place, America, is about to crumble. They don't know that everything as they know it and as they see it now is about to change. They don't know that all hell's about to break loose in this place, man. They don't know that the time of Jacob's trouble is right at the door. These people don't see that stuff, man. But it's coming, right? And it says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's going to go into what I talked about earlier about the Lord sending a sword on the earth representing division, people being at odds. People going to start fighting against one another, man. What you think going to happen when the prices of food go up and people can't really afford food and things of that nature, man? People going to start looting these stores, man. So like I said, this is all building up to the chaos that's soon to come to this place, America. This is leading up to civil unrest, anarchy. This is leading up to the implementation of martial law, because we know once everybody start bugging out and going crazy and losing their mind, that these devils, right, that's what they do. Order out of chaos, man. So they're going to create the chaos, which Yahweh Shem Yahushua is allowing them to, right, because the Lord is controlling everything. He's going to let these devils create this chaos, right? And once people bug out and go crazy and lose their mind, which is what these devils want them to do, that's why you got Donald Trump, who just put in place that Insurrection Act for martial law. He just did that maybe, about a few weeks ago? So like I said, everything is being put in place for the chaos that these people know is coming. That's why they keep pushing the people. They keep backing the people into a corner even more, raising the gas prices, raising the food prices, laying these people off jobs and things of that nature. They're doing everything that they know is going to affect these people psychologically and mentally, because it's a psychological warfare that these devils play. And they playing on these people's mental. And they know that a lot of these people are weak mentally. They're carnal. So they're going to go for the way that they know best, man, behaving carnally. And that's when you're going to have all hell breaking loose, right? And this is verse 16, right? Going into that. It said, for there should be sedition among men, right? And when you go into that word sedition, it basically means the people uprising against the government, because that's who people really going to be pointing their attention to when all of this stuff really pops off. The people going to look at the government fault. You already got these people blaming DJT for everything that's going wrong in America. So what you think going to happen when all of these terrors begin to really set, right? And people start to see the effects of these things in their day-to-day lives? Who they going to blame? They're going to blame the government. Right? That's why you're going to have sedition among men. That's why you're going to have people going up against the police and the military, and it's going to be complete and anarchy and chaos, man. Because that's who they're going to blame. And they're also going to be going up against one another, right? Race wars, class wars, civil wars, gender wars, all of these things are coming, man. And that's what all of this is building up to, and you're going to have food shortages because the Lord talked about those as well. All of these are the part of the signs of the times, man, as it tells you in St. Matthew 24:7. It said that there should be famines, right? There should be pestilences, nation against nation, and roughly paraphrasing it. But all of these things are happening right now in the earth, man, and in this place, America. Earthquakes in diverse places. All of these are the signs of the times, man, and it's going to continue to keep amplifying, man. This stuff is not going to stop, man. That's what these people don't understand, that these things must come to pass because they're biblical prophecy. As it tells you in Habakkuk 2:3, how the vision, meaning the prophecies, is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. These visions are not tarrying, man. This stuff is coming like a train, man, and it's gonna hit these people off guard, man, because they're not watching, But it says, and they shall not regard their kings nor princesses, right? That's going into the government. These people are not going to be minding the government soon to come. These people really going to be seeking to go after the government. Right. And Donald Trump knows that, going back into what I said earlier, why he got this Insurrection Act in play, right, for the military to take over the streets, because that's what's going to happen, man. Like I said, all of this stuff is setting up for Jacob's trouble, man. That's what's coming. Right. That's why you see them talking so much about the MOTB and things of that nature, because all of this stuff is, like I said, aligning itself with biblical prophecy. The Lord is allowing everything to fall in order like it's supposed to. Right. And it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? And this is verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? That's talking about martial law, man. They're talking about military group troops being on the streets, patrolling everything, right? That Insurrection Act that Trump trying to bring out, which is going to be implemented soon. Because like I said, with all of these price hikes that's going up and all of these tariffs that is affecting these people's jobs and affecting their businesses, affecting their companies, affecting their lives, people not being able to, like I said, sustain themselves like they're used to doing. Everything is getting more stressful. Like I said, these people going to bug out, man. These people ain't used to suffering in America. Like I said, these people are pampered. These people used to being on top, used to getting everything when they want it. People impatient in this country. They don't like to wait. Nobody in this country likes to suffer at all. Especially these heathens in 2/3, they want things and they want it right when they want it, man. People are impatient. So what you think they're going to do when they see everything around them begin to fall? They see everything around them begin to crash. This good old country that they thought would never go through any type of hardships, when they start to see things get hard, these people they gonna act like a baby, man, because we know how a baby acts when you take away his candy. When you take away a candy from a little kid, what it does, it cries, it throws a temper tantrum. And that's what these grown babies are walking around in this place, America, going to do soon to come, when the government start taking away their benefits and all of their tokens and all of their assets and things of that nature that they've been living good off of, all of these high paying jobs, all of this stuff that these people been getting. Once all that get taken away, guess what? These people going to act like kids, man. They're going to throw temper tantrums. That's why you're going to have civil unrest. That's why you're going to have, people losing their mind and bugging out and all of these different types of things that's about to come, man. Right. And this is verse 18. It said, for because of their pride, right? That goes back to everything, man. Proverbs 16:18. How pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. That pride is the main reason why the Lord is plaguing this place, America, man. Because everybody in this country, man, from the woman to the man to the baby, man, all of these people, especially you Edomites, you people are very prideful in this country, man. So that's why the Lord is about to bring extreme judgment and bad times upon this place, man. Evils because of you people's pride, man. Right? And it says, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? So that's what's coming, man. Complete and utter chaos, man, right? Going back into what it says in 2 Esdras chapter 8, verse 50, how many great miseries shall be done unto them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So that's why all of these things are happening in the earth. That's why it's getting harder for you people over here in America. That's why you can't afford a lifestyle that you're used to living. All of that coming to an end. That's why that spirit of mirth that been in this country for so long is coming to an end. Now people knowing what it feels like to suffer, man. Because that's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua bringing that upon you people, man. Suffering, especially upon our people, you 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Because the Lord said we wasn't brought over here to this place to succeed anyway. We was brought over here to this place to serve out our punishment for being disobedient to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So all of you Jakes out there that have been living good in this place, all of that's coming to an end. All of you women that been benefiting, living off your daddy, the government, Esau, Edom, all of that's coming to an end. That's why you got this devil cutting food stamps, cutting Section 8, cutting everything that he know going to affect you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men and women, man. You 2/3, I should say. You probably got a few hopeful elect brothers and sisters that are on these things, but the Lord is going to provide a way for them. But for you 2/3, it's over for you, man. And the men of the Lord have warned you, people. We have told you about these things. We told you that these evils are going to come. We told you that there's going to be food shortages. We told you that this devil's going to come down with great wrath. We've been warning y'all with these things, starting with the apostles and elders, man, the great millstone. They've been teaching this truth since the 60s, man, starting with Abba Bivens and Apostle Tahar and the men on down, man. They've been telling us these things for decades, what's to come, and we're starting to see the beginning signs of all of these things manifesting, man. So this is the time now to, be getting closer and closer to the Lord, because it tells you that we're coming into a time like never before. And the only thing going to keep you stable in these times is this knowledge and wisdom according to the scriptures. It tells you that in Isaiah 33:6, that knowledge and wisdom, right, of the Bible shall be the stability of thy times, man. Because these people out here, they're not going to be stable when all of this stuff pop off, man. Tell you, these people are going to be bugging out, losing their mind, going crazy, psyching out. That's why you already got the love of many waxing cold, because things is getting hard for these people. And these people, like I said before, are not used to suffering and going through hardships, man. These people used to everything getting handed to them. They're used to for things going in their favor and going in their way, getting everything that it is they want. All of that coming to an end, man. And that's why a lot of you people going to take that chip, because you people are not used to suffering, man. Like I said, especially you Jakes and you Eves out there, you 2/3 of our nation, man. You people, y'all can't suffer for nothing. Y'all always want someone y'all want it, So this is why a lot of people, like I said, soon to come, they're going to take that C-hip, because they're not going to want to suffer, man. They're not going to want to go without things, They want to love dependent on this system to give them their benefits and to give them their needs and things of that nature, So yeah, like I said, all of this stuff is setting the stage for prophecy, man. That's what's coming. Prophecy, and it tells us all about that through the scriptures. Nothing new is under the sun. Just like in the ancient days, the men of the Lord prophesied of evils, war, and of pestilences. That's what the men of the Lord are prophesying about now, telling you. And we're starting to see all of these things happen. Like I said, they're all happening in the earth at once. You got pestilences, you got earthquakes in diverse places. You got the talks of famines and food shortages coming. So, I mean, what more do you people need, man? Like I said, but hey, we know this is only for the elect, man. So only the elect of the nation of Israel is going to understand it and see it, man. Everybody else, they just going to be blind till judgment comes, So I'm going to get back into this video. We're going to finish listening to what the guy's saying,
Postponed for 90 days, and now the tariff is only 30%. That's going to hit the shelves. Walmart is going to have to take that on. Now, I want to read you something. This report came out this morning.
Right. So he basically just said it's going to hit the shelves. So guess what? Like I said again, what is going to happen when people understand that, the prices of food and things of that nature are going up? Like I said, you already got a lot of these people that are poor, impoverished. They already just made a law to where you can't buy junk food and all of that with food stamps. That's what Donald Trump just put in place. So what you think these people going to do, man, when they can't afford, to get the things in which it is they want to get to provide for their kids and their families, man? Like I said, the stage is being set for chaos, man, for destruction. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is the one that's doing it, man. And I'm going to go to a precept to prove that. The Lord is setting the stage for something very severe to come upon this earth, man, especially in this place, America. And like I said, the only people that are going to be protected are the elect, man. And if you're not at that elect number, hey, it's about to get bad for you, man. This is, bear with me. We're going to go to that real quick. Salakia. You know, bear with me, brother. Salakia. But that's what's coming to this place, man. Miseries and only miseries, you know. And like I said, the men of the Lord have warned you people, man. You know. I'm going to go to that real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 45. And I'm going to start at verse 5. It said, I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and there is none else. There is no God beside me, right? I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Verse 6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none besides me. I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and there is none else, right? Verse 7, this is the point. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And that word evil in the Hebrew means rayam, which means bad times, right? So that's what we see coming in the earth, man, especially in this place, America. Like I said before, nothing but bad times are coming upon this place, man. And all of you people out there that don't have the Lord as your rock, your refuge, as your place of security, you're going to suffer, man. You know, 2/3 of you Jakes out there and you Eves, man, all of you smockers, you scoffers, all of you people that's coming up against this word, you're going to wish that you took heed to these warnings when all of these calamities start to come upon this place, America, man, right? And I'm going to go to this precept right here. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33, because this is what's going to happen, man. You people that's not taking heed to these warnings now, that don't believe and stuff of that nature, you're going to believe when all of this stuff begin to affect you, man. Like I said, when you see the prices of the food going up, when you seeing people start bugging out and losing their mind, fighting over loaves of bread in the store and all of this stuff, you know, this madness that's coming, you people going to believe, man. You're going to know then, right? And it says, and when this coming to pass, lo, it will come, right? Because all of the words that the Lord has spoken out of the mouth of the prophets is going to come to pass. You know, it should not return unto the Lord void, but it's going to fulfill everything in which it is that is meant to do, right? And it says, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them, right? So like I said, soon to come when all of these, bad times begin to take place in the earth, which we already see, like I said, the beginning of the bad times, prices of food going up, you know, famines being talked about, you know, the love of many waxing cold, you know, pestilences all over the place. You got this place, America, constantly being plagued by earthquakes in diverse places in this country. You know, so I mean, when all of these things begin to take place at once and all hell breaks loose on a high scale in this place, guess what? Then you people are going to know that a prophet, you know, or a true man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have been among you, man, right? So, you know, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Just something quick through the spirit, like I said, you know, but yeah, these times are coming, brothers and sisters. You know, it's about to get way worse around here, man. You know, like I said, in the next coming month, man, no telling how this country is going to be looking in the next month, you know, especially, like I said, with these tariffs and things that is heating up. You know, people getting ready to bug out, man. So, you know, like I said, this is the time for us to be getting closer and closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, because this stuff is about to come, man. You know, it says in 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's the spirit that, you know, these people are trying to push in the earth. Everywhere around the earth you look, there's talks of peace in these wars. You got Trump and China sitting down having talks of the tariffs and things of that nature. They're talking about they're coming up with a deal for that. So you just hearing peace being talked about on a global scale, man. And we know that when they say that these things are coming, then destruction is coming. So yeah, we living in that time, man, of destruction, man. You know, so this is the perfect time for us to be kissing the Son, lest we perish when his wrath is kindled but a little, man. You know, so, you know, you brothers and sisters out there, man, we should be getting closer and closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to the best of our abilities, man. Stand in the spirit and, you know, praying to the Lord to have mercy upon us, man, for these rough times that we're about to go through. So, you know, that's everything. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom.